to start recording. Hello, I hope you all can see this. Um, I believe my microphone is working now. I tried 2 times to get it to work. Yeah, it looks like I'm connected. Let me just make sure y'all can hear me. Um, hello. Oh wait, is it working? It's working. Woohoo! Okay. There might be a bit of an echo because I'm not in, I guess, the usual spots, but it's okay. Nobody hears my usual spots. Let me share my screen so we can zoom, and then I think that'll be good. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my. Don't give me ads. I do not want ads. So yeah, there it is. So today I'm talking about um my story a little bit more and drawing, but I'm not a good multitasker, so I'll just let you know that right now. I'm not a good multitasker. I love talking about stories. I have some time to talk about it in the meantime, so I feel like that's something that's good. I have time right now. I think last stream I said that my story was kind of like about superhero and like a villain. I can show you. I could show you some of the stuff that I've done, but basically the plan is right now to kind of like, well, there's a lot of plans right now. I'm really excited for the next couple of episodes because we're gonna introduce one of like the main villains. Like not really a main villain, but a villain that I am really excited to draw. Okay, I'm not excited to draw, but I'm excited to show because I think that villain is just gonna be like super cool. Like that's like I really like this villain. Okay, nobody get on my case about liking villains. And basically, that's kind of it. Because I'm just like working on making everything look better, and beautiful, and that's kind of it. Is I'm just really excited. Okay, the villain's I don't have a good name for the villain, but the villain's name is Finger of Fate Man. As the name suggests, it has something to do with like fingers of fate. It has something to do with like his powers. But I don't want to spoil. That's the thing. I don't want to spoil anything. So like low key, you'll just gotta go read for yourself. But also, I need to say something about it too. Just to get y'all like more engaged. You know. Right now, I guess the most thing that I'm excited for about Finger of Fate Man is I guess it's just really fun to see the dynamic between like Finger of Fate Man and the other characters. Like yeah, it'll be fun, I think, to kind of like, I mean, I need to make up, not make up, I need to have a dynamic between them. Because a lot of what I do is I'm not, okay, what I do is when I make a comic or like when I make an episode, I like normally think about like the art first and then like, well, like I have a story in mind. So I'll be like, okay, this is what I want to happen in this story, or like this is how I want the progression of this to be. But then a lot of that kind of gets like jumbled up in my head. It's like, oh my god, what's happening? So it's a lot more difficult, I think, because in the beginning when I first started making comics, I was all like, oh, this is so easy to like do. I'm gonna get my thoughts out really well. But I noticed that a lot of what I was doing was it is hard to convey a story to an audience, in that kind of way. And so I think that's something that I really struggle with, not just like in the writing, but also like in the artistry. I know that like it's really hard to convey like something that you want to say, I guess. In a better aspect, it's like, oh, I need to convey this dude who's like looking really funny, or like this dude who like is really sad. But how do I do that in a way that tells the audience, what's the story about? Like, and keeping them engaged too. That's always hard. It's it's just a hard process. Is what I've learned to kind of jumble it up too. It's hard. Why does it look like gray? Why does it look like that? That's kind of cool, but I don't know if it's gonna look any better. Let me see if I can make it on black. Point being is, I guess I did say that there'd be some spoilers. So you know what? I'm gonna spoil things for you guys. I'm gonna make it like worse for you. So so be warned now if you don't want spoilers, go away. Um, so, well, okay, there's a lot of characters that I'm really excited to introduce. So, like, I told you, I think last stream that I was really excited about the villains, because the villains are like just like these cool guys. They're like super cool. Okay, they're not that cool. They're kind of wimpy and weird. Oh, they're not that wimpy. Just a couple of them. But I'm excited for the power reveals too. Like literally next episode, I have a draft. I can show you the draft when I finish making this dude all black. But the draft is well. Okay, I want to change some things for the draft because I want to make it more like comedic. I guess you could say. I'm not very good at comedy, so so don't bug me on that. But I'm trying my best to make it funny. At least I think it's kind of funny. But my idea is like um basically the evil villain in the gang. They're gonna go and they're gonna do some evil things on the beach, which is not just killing some kid's sandcastles. You can see here, he's like, oh, you can't see. He's like throwing water on this dude's sandcastle. Like that, I think that's pretty evil, considering it's like some poor kid's sandcastle we worked so hard on. But he's also gonna do some other evil stuff in the next episode, and then I mean, I guess since starting the stream, y'all haven't met the hero yet, but the hero will come up. Like he's been in episodes before. He's not like what you would call your traditional hero, I'd say. He's more of like some rando dude who just happened to have powers, and now he's like a superhero. That's kind of like the vibe I'm going for, you know. Um, I mean, I think that's the vibe I go for with all my characters. Is like there's more to them than what they seem. I think that's what I want to kind of convey with all of them. Is that there's more to meet the eye of each character. And as you read more, I guess you'll understand a little bit more about them. Because, not everybody's black and white. And I think that's the thing to kind of like talk about. But also, I don't know, that's kind of it right now, is I'm working through the motions. Like, I'm just like a vibing person. Like, I do not plan anything out. I don't really have a script for all this. I just kind of go off of vibes and I make up the script as I go, which people would kind of say is a bad idea. And on one hand, I do agree, it's like kind of bad. But on the other hand, I feel like I have such a good grasp on my story that, like, for me, it's not that important for me to have a script as long as I understand my characters. Like, I would understand what they'd say in like a specific moment. I think for me that's more important because especially since I know a lot of like other comic creators, they spend a lot of time on the script and they spend a lot of time on like character designs and everything. And I mean, I get that, like it's good, but also I feel like sometimes it can hinder the process. Like sometimes I think it's good just to get started on it rather than just like, oh, this character needs to look like this, this character needs to look like that. Like on one hand, it makes it more difficult for me because I decided to do it that way. So now I'm like making a character design as I go. But I'm also, I mean, I've done better than like previously. I'm working on actually making more character design and making the characters a little bit more fleshed out. So they're not that they're easier to draw, but that they're easier to understand. Like you can see their emotions really well, and stuff like that. And I think that's more important for me is the conveying aspect of everything. It's just so hard because but no, when I started making comics, I had like a different format, I guess you could say. Like I was not doing. It was really really long. Like I think I'd forgotten about the boxes, and I had just like I'll show you. I can show you examples. I'll go show you in a second. But no, what I mean by that is like, well, I guess I'm kind of getting into the logistics about comic making because that's clutter to me to talk about. I like my story a lot, but I'm worried about spoilers. I don't want to spoil anyone because I'm like scared. I'm like, what if I spoil someone? What are they gonna do now? That kind of mindset. I mean, okay, I could spoil a lot though. Like, I could spoil a lot. It's because okay, basically, the way I started the story was I didn't have a lot planned. The main plot was like, oh, this villain. I like the idea of like a villain who's like kind of like dude who doesn't really know. Like he's like a quirky guy. Okay, this guy over here, he's like the evil villain, right? He's this super criminal mastermind that everybody's like afraid of. They're like, oh my god, it's evil villain. He's gonna kill us. But in reality, he's just this like weirdo dude who's just like playing pranks on people. Like he's never actually like hurt anybody. And I guess some of the main themes of my story are kind of like about like heroism and like how things are not always in black and white, as I've mentioned before. You know, like my main, I guess, antagonist is this guy, but he's not really like an antagonist in the way that you see other antagonists in some stories. You know, like he's just some dude who likes watching soap operas and he likes to mess with people. That's basically his whole thing. Is he's just like that guy. Yeah, I think that makes it better. I don't want to like ruin what I had before. I, hello? Why don't do that? Oh, because it's on overlay. No, no. The point being is, there's a lot of themes in my story. For now, the most common theme is about like evil villains, and it's a kind of this conflict between evil villain and superhero. Or at least in the beginning it was. Like in the first episode, I think it was just about interactions between the superhero and the villain. But as I realized, the world has to kind of expand. So I've done a lot more to kind of introduce, but no, to introduce more characters and make it so it feels like a superhero world. Because the thing about my story is that in the superhero world, not everybody's a superhero. Like this kid, this kid right here, he's not a superhero. Just because he looks like that does not mean like he's a superhero. Or doesn't mean he has powers. I guess you could say. So in my world, what happens with people who have powers is they're like kind of they like I guess they're not necessarily evil or good, but a lot of them like get drafted to be a part of like a hero society kind of thing. Like there's like because there's like the hero league and the villain league, but the villain league has like three members, so that doesn't really count for a lot. They have like okay, let me introduce the villain league to you guys. There's this dude. I got a better picture of him. This dude, he's probably like the youngest member of the villain league. Um, right now, I don't have a name for him. Like I have a name for him, but that gives away his power, and I don't want to give away the power yet because in the next episode I want to do something like funny with it, and I feel like that would like if you were like reading this or hearing this and you read a nice episode, like you know what would happen. And I mean, okay, whatever. I'll just spoil it anyways. So this dude, let me circle him because I feel like being a visual learner helps. You know, this dude right here, his name is a shapeshifter. I call him SS for short. That kind of sounds like he's like a ship, but I swear it's time. This dude, he's kind of like a member too. He looks funny right now. I will draw him, but his name is hand sanitizer man. Okay, leave it alone. I don't know how to name people. But he's a janitor. He's the janitor for the villain society. And then the last villain is this dude right here. He's the Lava Man, or LM for short. Except I can't write LM. He's like the leader, so he's the leader of the evil league. And he's the one who's like in charge of the volcano and everything. Wait, actually, why didn't I just I just leave that as leader? That would actually work. Okay, he's the leader of the evil league, and I'm just gonna keep it like that. And then bro is like, just SS. He has no name. If someone could come up with a name for this man, I'll give it. Y'all give me a name. And then this dude is the no, that's too big. He's the janitor. Sorry. I realized it might be a good idea to label the characters because if nobody knows who they are, that kind of changes a lot of things. Is that not how you spell janitor? Is it with the E? The E? Well, this was the E, but it just don't have an E in my. Okay, janitor. I feel like this is a vibe. Is this leader? Okay, so this is all together, right? Together, all together. This is what I was doing before. So, yeah, that's kind of it. They had different designs in the beginning because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with their designs. I was just, again, going off of vibes until I realized I cannot just go off of vibes because that is not going to be helpful to draw a comic where they're going to show up and be reoccurring. So my idea right now is just to kind of get the overall like relationship between the characters out first. So, like evil villain and the villain league and then the superhero and the superhero league and kind of just yap about that for a little bit. Well, not yap about it, but like explain the major story details first, and flesh it out later. Is this the layer I wanted to do? Oh yeah, this is the. Okay, we're gonna name this. We're gonna rename this and name it Red. Y'all can tell I don't know how to name things. Oh, okay. I like how I never fix this. This is fine. I guess how's your day going so far, guys? There's not much else to talk about. Oh yeah, I said I wanted to show. Sorry, but I remember now. I said I wanted to show some parts of the comic. So let me get out of here and let me go to my webtoon and show you guys my comic because you can find it on webtoon. Why is this ad so? Ignore my subscription. Don't look at them. So this is like the first episode, I guess. Yeah, let me read to you all the stuff that I have so far. So this is my synopsis. This is like, oh my god, bro. Why is my meeting almost gonna end? Okay, you know what? Can I lengthen this? Hello? Why is it doing this to me? I'm so depressed. Meeting info. Whatever. In the 9 minutes that we have, I will talk to you about my story. So my story again is about this villain who's like a villain and a superhero. So I guess to go through the first episode, you can tell like a lot has changed. So I've definitely improved in my artistry. I'd say, well, somewhat. I really like this panel too. But basically, evil villain's powers are like he can use like magic. So this is like his magical staff, but he only pulls it out for like special occasions and like weddings and stuff. Not weddings, but special occasions. And so in this episode, what he's doing is he is attacking a school bus for no apparent reason. He's just being mean, and he attacks the school bus. And basically, he was like this in the before this all happened. He was kind of like laying low, and he wasn't really doing anything. But then he like decides to do this like really big out of the blue thing because he's like, well, I'm just gonna do that. He's just like really impulsive. And so he does that, but then what ends up happening is he kind of gets found out by like the what is it the hero organization. So because the hero organization is like he's like this evil villain. This dude right here in front of us. He's a wanted criminal. So he's very famous. He's has like a big reward on his. Like, he's got a bounty basically. And so everybody's trying to get him. They're trying to capture him. And there's the news. They're like, oh my god, evil villain is like hurting his children, and he needs to be stopped, right? So after seeing this, there's this TV, and we get to meet our hero. Well, not really, because he like cuts out. But then there's the ending, and then the second episode is pretty similar in that aspect, where we finally get to meet our beautiful hero. So basically, our hero has moved into town, newly moved into town, and he because the hero organization has told him to move there and capture evil villains, essentially. Because if he doesn't capture, because he's like a hero, right? So he's got a job, and that's what he's doing. His job is to capture evil villains. And so this dude, tiny dude right here, that is our hero. Bro, why is he doing that? So this is him. This is our hero. Okay, why is it lagging? So this is our hero. His name is Very Good, Super Good Superhero. Um, Basically, what he's doing is he's like scouting out evil villain, and he's basically trying to figure out whether or not he's like worthy, like how powerful he is, and like all that kind of stuff. But so far, he hasn't seen anything that's like really bad. He hasn't seen anything that he would consider evil, that he would like, consider like he needs to like take him down right away, that like he's a threat to society. Because like right now he's just doing like normal things. And then we switch to evil villains like POV, and he's all like, "Oh my god, this dude is like really annoying. Like my next door neighbor sucks." And so evil villain is just kind of like in his mindset of like, this dude needs to be stopped. Like he's annoying me, and I don't want him around me because I can tell that he's following me, and this dude's like low key a stalker. So that's what he does. So basically, he's recounting like his whole thing, and he's all like, "This needs to stop." So he decides to come up with a plan to poison him, right? Because he's tired of this dude, and he just wants him gone. So he's gonna poison him. So he takes some cookies to his house and be like, "Oh, hi, new neighbor. I'm so glad to meet you. Like, I'm so happy." But then actually, I'm not happy to see you. These cookies are poisonous, and you're gonna die. That's basically the first two episodes of the plot. And then okay, superhero's just like, wow, that's super nice. Like this guy's just coming here and bringing me cookies. That's awesome. So he's like, okay, I'll try a cookie, and then he tries the cookie, but then he dies, but not really, guys. He doesn't die. Spoiler alert. And then I don't think I have time. I have 4 minutes until Zoom decides to close on me. So the next episode is this whole dramatic monologue between the two of them because superheroes like, "You poisoned me. How could you poison me? Like I trusted you, bro." And so they kind of get into like this whole argument, and the superhero is kind of like, because obviously he was like poisoned. So he doesn't really feel that good, but he's not like poisoned to the fact where like he'll like die. He's just kind of like he's just poisoned, or I guess like dizzy would be the right word. So basically, what ends up happening is he ends up like attacking evil villain in like this fit of rage. He's like, "Bro, why'd you like poison me with a cookie? Like, what the heck? You're trying to kill me." And so then he kind of realizes, oh, like this is a villain that I need to kind of like stop. But then after realizing that, he also kind of overhears like some of the neighbors saying stuff. Like they go outside and they're like, "What the heck happened? Like, what's going on?" And then they realize there's like a fight between like some random dude and this like old man. Because in my story, evil villain's like this old dude who like is just like their neighbor. Like he's like an old lovable guy kind of. Or, like I guess like an old neighbor who lives like nearby you and you're just like, "Oh, hi neighbor," that kind of thing. So anyways, basically everybody's like, "What the heck is this guy doing beating up an old man? Like that's not good." And then evil villain, not evil superhero is questioning kind of like his morality and whether or not like he should be like doing something to evil villain, which kind of doesn't make a lot of sense. But I guess the way I'd rationale it is like superheroes kind of insecure about being a hero, and he doesn't really know what he's doing half of the time. Like in my world, he is like a famous superhero, but that's only because of like circumstance. It's only because he's been forced to be like a hero. And so in the way that I've written him is like this mindset is kind of like he doesn't really know what's like right or wrong anymore. Like he was in like a hero school. I don't know how to say it, but he was in like school and they like taught him that all villains are bad and all villains should be defeated. But what ends up happening is he kind of learns that the evil villain isn't really like a villain per se. He's not necessarily like the worst guy you'd ever meet. he's not like going to destroy the world. So like what's the point? And I think in this kind of episode, like superheroes kind of realizing that just because evil villain is a villain doesn't mean that superhero can't also be a villain. You know? Like in the kind of way of like superheroes like going and he's like beating up this dude for no apparent reason. I mean, he has a reason, but not a lot of people know what that reason is. Like his neighbors don't know what that reason is. So he's kind of like being insecure because of what other people are saying. And so he's kind of basing off his actions and his like I guess moral code based off of other people. So like he's kind of like he's questioning whether or not evil villain is a villain. Oh my god, what I have a minute, I'm gonna die. And he's questioning like all this other stuff. He like sees like people staring at him, and although evil villain is like wanted and stuff, it doesn't change the fact that like people are gonna see him differently because of what he just did. To explain it a little bit better, this episode he like hurts evil villain to the point where like he faints and he like goes into like a little bit of a coma. So like yeah, that's basically why he's like saying all this, like why he's like feeling so bad, is because he's not sure that he made the correct like decision to beat up this dude, even though he's like a villain, you know. So he goes to visit him at the hospital because what else can he do? Right? He feels really bad about this. Oh my god, I have less than a minute. I'm gonna cry. So he goes up and he meets this like grandma lady, and she's like, you know where I can find room 102? And then he's like, room 102, that's where evil villain's at. And I get it, oh my god. I don't have enough time for this. I'm gonna cry. So horrible. Loki, we have less than 1 minute. But point being is, we've gotten through a couple of episodes and they've grown a little bit closer. I can show to you the. I can go to my. I should have done that from the beginning. Get half of me. We've got a webtoon here. Here we are. So, oh my god, my computer's gonna die. Basically, through this whole entire time, the interactions kind of get a little bit sillier. Like, I don't know why I decided to put such a serious episode. As I said, I kind of was being a little dramatic, but it's fine. It's fine. Basically, what ends up happening is, like I said before, the superhero feels kind of bad because he's wondering if what he did would be considered like a villain in like other people's eyes. You know, because what he did was he basically put evil villain in the hospital, right? And so even though he's like a villain, he still kind of feels like bad about it. So superhero goes to the hospital to apologize, but when he ends up going to the hospital, he meets with this like old lady who's gonna visit him. He's like, "Who is this lady?" So then she's like going, she's talking about it. She's like, "Oh, you know, him and I go way back," and I wish I could have explained this a little bit more in the beginning because I mean my thought process was kind of like um, the audience will catch on, but I don't think they caught on, which is partly my fault. But what I wanted to kind of convey was that like in the past she was like this tiny girl who got saved by evil villain, and she was just kind of talking about like, the fact that like just because evil villain has done some questionable things doesn't necessarily mean that he deserves to be, you know, in jail or like killed or like beaten up, like you know, treated how like some villains would be treated. You know, I guess that's what she's trying to say. I don't think I'm explaining this well, but anyway, she's like, oh, you know, we go way back, you know. And she's like, trust me, he's a good guy. I kind of like this juxtaposition because I think it kind of makes superhero feel like he's meant to be like a bad guy because of what he did. Although it's not necessarily explained very well, I wish I could have done a little bit better. I think it's a good start. And so, like, she's saying how, like, if he really was a villain, Wouldn't he have like destroyed this town long ago? So wouldn't he have like done something worse? Wouldn't he have killed her or something like that, or killed everybody else? And so this is superhero saying that he like feels so bad. He's like, man, I'm like the worst hero ever. Like, what did I do? Like, why did I do that? Like, everybody's like talking about me on the news. Like, they saw me like do all this stuff. And so he's like, maybe I'm not a good hero. Maybe I don't deserve to be a hero. You know, that kind of thing. Because he's looking at himself and he's thinking, like, this is not the person who he wants to be. He doesn't want to be seen as like an evil person, you know. And he sees this like kid, and he's looking at this kid, and he's like, that reminds me of like my younger self. What I have wanted, would younger me have wanted to see me like that? And he's kind of thinking like, oh, you know, I don't deserve to be a hero. So he, yeah, he get out the stat monologue. He decides to resign from his position as hero. And this dude asking him, like, are you sure about this? He's like, yes, I'm sure that I want to resign. So then all the news and the press, they go like, oh my God, like the most famous hero of our time has resigned. Like, that's crazy. Like, there's no way. Oh my God, my computer's gonna die. Luckily, I have a charger. I can get it out somewhere. Oh, Jesus. You'll probably go like, sorry. I'm sad that I couldn't convey this better, but it's okay. It's not. It's not anything that you have to worry about. Let me see how I can move this. I'm gonna move it all this way. Okay, I think this will work. Let me just. Perfect. Okay, now we are charged and plugged in and ready to continue. So basically, they're all like, "Oh my God, superhero quits after like defeating, well, I guess hurting evil villains." But I guess the way that I didn't explain this was the reason why the press and the news are like so like weird about it is because they don't know that like evil villain is like a like the kids, okay, what they're seeing is just this like old dude who's like just got beaten up for no reason. But what they don't actually realize that it's actually like a villain. So it, yeah. Continue. I feel like I'm not explaining this well, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What's important is that I get to yap about the comic for a little bit. You know, just yap about it. Anyways, so we cut to evil villain superhero at his house, and he's like really depressed. He just retired, and he's like, man, this kind of sucks. Like, what am I doing with my life? And so he's playing Block Blast, and he's got a really high score, but then he gets hungry. He's like, man, there's nothing in my fridge. I have to go do something. So he orders DoorDash instead, and he orders a pizza, and then it gets delivered. And he's like, wow, that's like really fast. And then when we deliver the pizza, it's Evil Villain. Evil Villain standing right there, and he's perfectly fine. And the superhero is just like really surprised. He's like, what the heck is Evil Villain doing here? And so Evil Villain puts down the pizza. He's like, bye, bro. And then superhero's like, wait, that's Evil Villain. What's he doing here? And then Evil Villain helping this old lady cross the street. It's so cute. And then we go to the next episode. And okay, I remember. So basically, what ends up happening is superhero sees that evil villain is kind of like a kind person. You just saw him like help an old lady cross the like, maybe this guy has more to him than just what people are saying about him. Maybe the hero organization, even though they've like taught me that all villains are evil, maybe they're wrong. Maybe evil villain isn't actually a villain. I haven't seen him anything. I haven't seen him do anything evil. So why would he be evil? Why is he evil? That kind of thing. So he goes up to his house, and we see evil villain relaxing in his little house. He got this big wanted poster right here. He's watching TV. He's watching his favorite like soap opera. What's it called? Like, yeah, I guess. And we hear a ring at the doorbell. So he walks up. He goes to the doorbell. He's like, "What's up, man? Interrupted my show." And so his superhero walks up. He's like really nervous. Oh my god, I don't know what to say. Like I'm so scared. And the evil villain is like, "I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for like bashing your head into cement. Like like putting you in a coma, man. I'm sorry." And evil villain's like, "I do not care, bro. Like I'm just trying to watch my movie." And what the heck was this connection? He's like, "Do you need anything else?" And superhero's like, "Nope. I mean, not really. I just wanted to like apologize. And he's like, "Aren't you mad at me? Like, I did all this stuff. I was so mean to you." And oh my god. And evil villain's like, "No, I'm not mad at you. Just let me go watch my show." So superhero's like, "Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. You don't have to be mad at me." And these two guys, like, he's proposing to her in a hot tub. Don't question it. And evil villain's like, "Are you gonna leave?" He's like, "I'm gonna miss the rest of my show." And then superhero's like, "Sorry, I'll leave. Yeah, I'll get out of the way." And it's so green. They're getting proposed. They're all happy. And then they kiss. And the evil villain's like, "No, I missed the kissing." I just miss it. He would have appreciated to see a lot more. Um, and he's like, "Curse you, very good superhero." He's like, "You're so evil. You're so mean. I'm gonna get you back for this." He's very sad that he missed the very important scene. The two when they in a soap opera. So now he's enacting an evil plan. He's gonna be really evil about it. He's like, "Wow, cannot wait for this to be." He's being evil, okay? He's clicking on his mouse and he's photoshopping a photo of superhero with abs to make him look like pretty hot because he's gonna put his profile on like Tinder. And so I'm really proud of this part. I like the part where I like beating people up and knocking on people's doors to annoy them. I think that sums it up pretty well. And then the next day, he matches with somebody, and he basically what he does is he enacts a plan that he's gonna go up to a superhero's house. He's gonna ring his doorbell. He's gonna be like, let's go out for like dinner one of these days, and let me like treat you to something, you know, and let's go out and let's talk about like what happened, essentially. And superhero's like, "Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about what happened, right?" So he's like, "Want to get lunch tomorrow?" And he's like, and he's like, "Where's something nice?" "Okay." And then he's like, "So tomorrow then." Wait, why does he look so funny? And then, so basically what ends up happening is he shows up to the restaurant, you know? He shows up to the restaurant, there's evil villain in the corner, he's like doing his little evil stuff. Why does this look so perfect? It's beautiful for no reason. And then evil villain, oh my god, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get them mixed up. Superhero is arrives at the venue. He's like, "Am I dressed too fancy?" He's like worried to like. He said, "Wear something nice." And then he gets table for cookies and he's like, "Right this way." So then he sits there. There's evil villain staring at him, waiting for like this girl to show up because his evil plan mastermind plan is that basically he photoshops a picture of superhero to look like massively like bulky. He's got like abs. He's got everything, right? You know, the perfect thing that like women want for smart reasons, right? Right, totally. So he matches with some girl, right? But then the girl's gonna come see him in real life, and she's gonna be all like, "Who is this dude? Like, you lying on your like profile? Like, what the heck? Like, that's so weird. Like, you're gonna be like, she's just gonna be weirded out. She's not gonna want him. She's gonna leave, and then Superhe's gonna be confused, and he's gonna be like, what? What just happened? You know, that's what he wants. That's what he wants. So basically, he superhero's just like laying there. He's like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? He's just like this awkward guy. So this girl shows up finally. She's like, "Are you very good super kid superhero?" And he's all like, "Yeah. What about it?" And she's like, "Nice to meet you. You know, my name's this name." And he's all like, "Huh? Like, who are you? Like, what do you mean?" And she's like, "Ha ha, you're so funny. You were just supposed to take me on a date, remember?" And he's looking at the phone. He's like, "What? What the heck? Like, what do you mean I'm supposed to be on a date with you? I never signed up for this." He's like, "No way." But he doesn't want to hurt the girl's feelings, so he's just gonna sit in silence and deal with it. And then he goes all like, "It's working." And then and then basically they chat for a little bit. Him and this girl, they're having like a good talk, and she's all like, "Well, what do you do for work?" And he's like, I'm unemployed, bro. I just like quit my job." And she's like, "Oh, that's okay, I guess." And then they just sitting there. It's really awkward. The girl comes and she pours water for them. And Evelyn's staring at the water. And the water, we get a water cameo. And he's like, "You want some water?" And she's all like, "Sure." So then he goes, "Here you go." But then he spills it on her. And he's like, "Oh my God, I spilled water on this girl." So then, like, I'm just going through it now. Why is the water cup so big? So then, this is the water gets spilled on her, and she's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "No, I can't believe this happened. Like, I was not." It's like the most awkward meetup you could ever imagine. Now it's just more awkward because I like spilled water on this girl. Like, could this day get any worse? And then you was like, "I'm sorry, superhero." He's like, "I'm so sorry," you know. The girl's just like laughing it off. She's like, "Haha, whatever, it's okay. I got this drug at the thrift store." And he's like, "Wow, really? Like, no way." And she's like, "Yes. It was $3." And he's like, "Wow." And they have this good like little gappy talk about it, and they just all like happy. They end up actually bonding together, and they end up actually like having a good time. And then Evil Villain gets depressed. This is a recap because I left for a long time, and then I didn't come back, but I'm back now. I swear. So I was just recounting like last episode what happened, and then how they kind of like have this like, little relationship, not relationship, but like they bonded together. You know, like they actually had a good time together. And they started talking when it's late, and Evil Villain is just like really depressed because his evil plan failed, and it didn't work. So Evil Villain is really sad, and he wants revenge. He wants to get back at it because what the heck? Like, why did he break my evil plan? So then we get a dolphin scene. I wish I could have broken it up a little bit because like, I like how it scrolls really well, but like also it could have been a little bit better. That's okay. Anyway, so we get this like nice cool transition, and there's evil villain at the beach. He's really depressed and sad because his plan failed. And then Jake's like, "Why did it fail? You know, why did this happen?" And buddy, like a couple hours later, and we get the sky. We get this panel. This is like one of my favorite panels. I don't know why. And this is his house. He loves going to his house. And he's inside his house. And he's depressed. And when he walks up to the door, he gets this letter. Right. This is kind of getting back to the present a little bit. But he gets his letter. He's like, "What's this?" And it says, "To evil villains." And then he looks at it. He opens it, and it's a letter to a villain convention. And then we get the next episode. He's like, "I'm so excited for the evil convention. Why does it look like that?" He's like, "I can't believe I got invited." And he's so happy. And he's wondering what he should do. He's like, "Oh, his evil villain." This is like evil villain making friends for the first time. He's like really excited. Ugh, he needs to do something special about it because it's like first time some people want to meet him. So he's like, "Oh my god, I have to like really do this well. Like it's like a good introduction. I cannot let this opportunity go to waste." So he's like wondering what to do. So he's gonna show up to this convenience store and he's gonna get some donuts. Oh man, I meant to draw him getting donuts, but I forgot. I didn't forget about it. I just forgot to draw it here, but whatever. So he's in the city. Oh no, never mind, never mind. He's just walking there. Okay. He goes inside the convenience store. Why is it 20.50? Who pays 20.50 for donuts? And he's like, "Your change is oh no, never mind. This is something different." And the evil villain walks in the store and says, "Put your hands up, guys." The guy looks at him and he's like, "Oh my god." And he's like, "Evil villain, can I get your autograph?" And okay. And then he's like, "Sure, okay, you can have my autograph." And then a couple minutes later, we go to the beach. There's this like epic duel going on, but that's not important because like wow, look at the beach and the evil villain on this boat and it's like so beautiful. He's like, "It reminds me of my hometown." And then we get to this letter where it says, "Dear evil villain, your fame and prowess has made you a notorious criminal in years. Oh, that although we are a fairly new organization, the villain league would like to invite you to come to our evil lair. Should you decide to accompany, should you decide to meet us at the volcano. Should you decide to accept, meet us at the volcano." And then this is him. Well, he's arriving at the volcano. It's like 10, and then I wonder what they pay in rent. And that's it. And then now you've gotten all of it. Now you've gotten caught up with the story. That's basically it right now. I want to explore a little bit more. Oh, okay, right now the character that I want to flesh out is mostly the evil villain superhero. Well, there's a couple ones there's just a lot that I want to do. And it's kind of hard because I have like plans, but it's like, oh, I have like this arc, but then this arc, but then we need to fit this between this arc, and it's like it's a lot, but it's really fun. I'm really excited. Not in front of me right now, although you can't see it. I have like a little book full of a lot of story themes that I've written for this story. I cannot wait to get that far because, like I said, literally, okay. I think let me look at how many episodes I have. Or not episodes, but right now I have this is the 8th episode. Sorry, I yawned. I believe should take me 9, 10, 11, 12. At the 13th episode is when we will finally meet our first villain, Finger of Fate Man. I'm so excited for Finger of Fate Man because his powers are so cool. I'm gonna spoil it for you guys, but basically, Finger of Fate Man's powers is one hand controls like good fortune, like good luck, and the other hand controls bad. So what he can do is like if he like touches someone, like let's say like I passed by him and I'm walking next to him and I like brush shoulders with him, and he can decide whether or not I get good luck or bad or neither if he so chooses to do. So what the heck is that noise? I don't know if you can hear. There's like a high pitched like really high pitched little thing. Point is, um, so in the 13th episode, Finger of Fate Man is going to attack. Well, not really attack. But he's going to come into contact with superhero and evil villain, and he's going to make them have bad luck, essentially. And I will tell you now, they've come into contact already. But it's set in stone. It's in this episode. But basically they're going to come into contact, and Finger of Fate Man is going to wreak havoc on the city. He's going to do a bunch of evil stuff, because he's a villain. He's going to be evil about it, and he's going to, because his whole plan is he's trying to defeat the most powerful villain and the most powerful hero, because that's just what he wants to do. So that's what he does. Is he's going to defeat them, and well, not that he's going to defeat them. I can't. Well, I mean, kind of, I guess. It's like half and half. He half defeats them, sort of. But I'm really excited for that episode. I'm so excited. I'm this fan, man. Wait, maybe you do. Maybe you will. Wait, no. Go back. Go on. This is what I wanted. Where is it? Is it my dashboard? Is that what I have? Yeah, basically that's kind of it right now. So I'm just like chilling, vibing with my story. I'm really excited for Finger of It. I like it because I don't want to spoil it. Okay, no. I said I was gonna spoil things. So this is your fault that you're here listening. You're gonna get spoiled. Who cares? Right? Right? Oh my god. So basically, my boy Finger of Fate Man, he's going to defeat them. That's just it. He's gonna defeat them. Because he's that strong, bro. He can control basically good luck, bad luck. And my evil villain and superhero do not have good teamwork. They suck. Like literally this whole entire these whole entire episode is evil villain trying to get revenge on superhero, and superhero just like not doing anything, or superhero being really awkward and not doing anything as a hero because he's like basically retired. But what ends up happening is kind of like superhero, even though he's retired, he's gonna kind of have to continue being like a hero because he can't just he's got like this moral code. Like if he sees someone in danger, he's not gonna not help them. He's going to help them essentially. So it's kind of like this weird inter conflict between superhero and himself, and then evil villain and superhero. And yeah, that's kind of like what's gonna happen is evil villain and superhero are gonna have to team up together with the Beat Finger Hitman, and it's gonna be really cool. I'm really excited for that. I have plans. I have such plans. I'm so excited. I would speak more about it, but I feel bad speaking about it. I don't know why I feel bad. It's so weird. I really shouldn't feel bad about it. Like I don't want to spoil anything. I'm just that kind of person. I do not like spoilers, but I know some people do. There's a lot that goes down. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm so excited. I'm just repeating the same thing. I'm just really excited about it because in the beginning, I will admit I was not a great storyteller, but I'm getting better. You can tell. Y'all can tell. Look at my panels now and look at my panels before. I'm getting better. I swear. I may be slow. I was planning to upload the next episode, I think March 1st. Is it March 9th now? So late. I was planning to upload it on the 1st, but then I moved it to the 6th. But then I was like, I can't do that. So I moved it to, I think, Thursday and Friday. I think that fits more easily in my schedule. Yeah, I think that works better for me. I'm trying real hard to multitask between comic making and like school and such. It just sucks because right now I'm like in my midterm. I'm in my finals, and I'm working on that. I'm trying to get that done. But all my final, I have one final this week and then two finals next week, and I'm cooked. I'm gonna die. But it's okay. It's okay. The point being is I've definitely grown. I'm willing to grow further. And if you're willing to stay, then you will have the ride of your life. I swear. I swear. It's gonna get really chaotic. But it's gonna be fun, you know. I have so many scenes planned, so many fight scenes. There's two major villains, there's Finger of Fate Man and the other villain which I will not spoil is like a big, really evil villain. Like think think of I don't know what. Just think of something really evil and then times it by like 100 and then you get my evil villain at the end. You get the worst villain ever. I'm super excited for that. Oh, I don't know what I'm gonna get to it because it's been slow drawing, but it's okay. It's okay because my brain is fresh with ideas, and the good thing is I have all the arcs figured out. I have everything figured out. I'm ready to begin the stages of the painful staginess life that is drawing. It's not that bad, I swear. That's kind of it. If you want to know more about my storytelling process, I can show it to you guys the book that I have full of story ideas. I can also share with you some of my favorites, like I guess they're kind of like podcasts or like writing YouTube videos about it. There's a really good one. I forgot his name. I think his name is like Brandon or something. He's a very good he's a teacher. I think at the something University of Utah or something like that. And he teaches about like writing plot structure and all that stuff. So if you want to listen to his podcast, if you want me to like kind of explain what he's talking about, I got you, bro. But that's kind of it. Is I've just been in emotions. I think about the story way too much. Every single day I can't forget about it. I'm like, I want to work on the comics today. Like, man, I want to do this today. So it's a lot, but it's worth it. It's really worth it. If you want to start your own comic, I'd recommend just getting into it. Like just start because a lot of people what they do is when they first try to start a comic is they just kind of like they just think about the story for so long and they try to have everything planned. At least in my opinion, I think a lot of people who do that end up never publishing or never posting the story. And on one hand, I get it. Like, as you can tell, I didn't really know what I was doing half of the time. Like, half of these are just like whatevers. But I think as you gain more experience, you kind of grow a little bit. You kind of understand a little bit more about the comics making process. If you want, I can show you some stuff right now because I got nothing better to do in my life. Basically, when you publish a comic, it's going to look a little bit like this. It's different for every website. Right now, I've only been using Webtoon, but I do want to move to other comic publishing sites like Papyrus and stuff like that. There's another good YouTube creator. I think his name is Pantheon Talks. I think that's his YouTube channel. I will probably link those two in the bottom, just so you guys can have understanding. But they talk a lot about comic making and like comic formatting and how to do this kind of stuff, like how to engage your audience, how to get more of an audience. Because I think that's what I need is a little bit more of an audience. But I'm working on that. I'm working on reels and stuff like that. It's hard. It's multitasking, but it's okay. I can multitask. Point being is when you go here, you basically if you want to publish an episode, you can publish. And it's gonna ask you like, well, this is a so you're gonna want to add like episode. Oh, look at it, it's so cute. So then you add a title, you add your pictures and stuff, the creators note, and you can preview it and stuff like that. When I upload the comics, I do not upload them on my computer. I upload them via my iPad, which is why I have to zoom from my iPad to show you guys on my drawings. It's really annoying, but I don't think there's another way. If you guys have any suggestions for screen mirroring, I'd be very happy to see them. As long as they're, well, they can have like a cost. but it's gotta be like a one-time cost. Like if it's like a monthly fee, I'm not paying. I'm sorry, but so here this has to be 202 by 142 for your thumbnail. I think that's changed. That's the last upload. It's not gonna be fun for me. And they have a lot of different things. Like if you want me to go series, you can edit the series too. So your original thumbnail, this one has to be 1080 by 1080. And this one's 1080 by 1920. I like this thumbnail a lot. It's very cute. But I don't think it matches with this thumbnail. They're like totally different vibes. And then you have your summary, your title. You can have a category. This is optional, but I just put it. And they have like statuses and stuff. And that's it. And you save your series, the episodes. Leave. I don't care. And oh, I'm so scared. I'm excited, but I'm just such a slow artist. And I'm like, oh my god. So like, let me go. Let me finish all of them. Uh, but anyways, if you want, okay, I think I can show you guys the panel. Yeah, see, this is the panel that I was doing a couple I think. I think that was a couple days ago. I gotta color it though in like black and white. And I was doing this one too, and I was doing this panel too, and I was so excited. And these are like some drawings that I did. I can show you a better one because I fixed this up. I fixed this up to make it look cooler. Okay. And this is when I was first drawing this like ocean scene. I want to show you some of back to. I want to show you all my drawings. Hold up, let me see if I can pull it up. I didn't show you guys the Halloween special because I didn't really finish it, but I made a Halloween special for like October, but I didn't finish it. And this is such a pretty moon. What the heck? Gas. I think that's all I have with those. I'll try to be more active. I swear. I swear, one of these days I'll be more active. Hold up. Let me see if I can share my thing just to show you guys all my progress because I can show you guys all the things that I've done so far. let me just let me just start another Zoom meeting. Start. Okay, it worked. Now I have to share this with myself. How do I do this again? I gotta send the link invite and I go to my Discord and I send it to my Discord self. So then I first share screen. So let me just go back here and I'm gonna cover myself real quick because I'm sorry but I don't want you guys to see any of my Discord stuff. And then I will do that. Yeah, because it's right here. Launch meeting. No, no. I really hope y'all can't see any of this. Why is there two of me? I gotta rename myself because I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want you to see my real name. Not that it matters really. It really doesn't matter. But wait, let me see if I can share my screen with you guys. Screen share. Start. Two, one. Bam. Okay. Now I go here. Let me. This is me. This is me. Me. Okay. Okay. I'm ready, guys. I'm ready. Okay. Now I can undo this. Y'all can see this little zoom screen, right? Zoom in. And double click. Get out of here, bro. Wait. No. Let's go here. It'll be kind of the way. But this is what I have so far. See, I told you I made it look prettier. I swear to you, I made it look prettier. Although I didn't, what I did was I used a reference for this. That's why I don't really like publishing of this. This one I really like. I thought it was actually kind of cool. But that was what I drew like yesterday, 2 days ago. I think last stream I was like, oh my god, love this. So I was just talking to y'all about how much I love this kind of thing. So what I wanted to show you was a little bit of my drafts. So this is the next draft. Go in there. Oh my god, they're so sketchy. So basically, the kid's crying. The guy's like, "Bro, that was nothing. I can do that in my sleep." He's like, "Stop messing with it. Nah, it's cool." So he does his whole staff thing, and then and then he flips up some boats. What is it? Oh wait, no, he's like Moses. I think I did like a Moses thing, like he's parting the water, and he like makes all the boats move, and he lifts up the boat, and this guy's like looking angry, and the boat flips, and then they're all clapping. I don't know what I'm doing. And anyways, we move. Oh wait, we move to the cute superhero league, but I'm gonna change this because I think what I want to do is after this like blah blah blah. I can't tell. It's important. After this whole thing, I want to put like a scene of like evil villain holding a fish or something. Like, he's like this. He's like this. He's got like some sort of fish. He's like, take a photo for my Instagram page. It'll make sense later. I promise. Characterization, I swear. I'm going crazy. I'm gonna go crazy. But anyways, there's a superhero league, and the superhero league's like, oh my god, evil villain's doing evil stuff. Like we gotta kill him. And so the warning is like, warning, it's evil villain. He's the most powerful superhero in the world. And they're like praying. This dude's like fainting. And it's like, Fox, what are we gonna do? Very good superhero retired. He's like, well, call him back. This is like an evil villain. Like, I gotta get him back. And then the next panel is like the phone's ringing, and then superhero Fozzy's like, hello. He's like, help, please. We need you, superhero. He's like, sorry, but I'm retired, man. He's like, I don't care. Evil villain. But someone get, can't you get someone else? And he's like, you're the only one who's matching strength. He's like, whatever, man. I guess I gotta go. She's like, where is he right now? He's on the beach. So then we get this title screen down. Like, my phone. He's like, this is right here. Is this guy? Oh, she's like, oh, yeah, I'll out on him pretty bad. He's like, my phone. He's like, how could this happen? Aren't you supposed to protect us? He's like, don't worry, sir. I'll get your phone back to normal. And like breathe. It looks like a pumpkin. Somebody told me this scene looks like a pumpkin, and now I can never forgive them for saying that. Cause like, what do you mean it looks like a pumpkin? It does look like a pumpkin. But you're not supposed to say that's my face. It's supposed to be a boat, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. The boat does its whole thing and gets turned back around. Wow. And then the next scene is he's like, thank you very much. Like, yeah, of course. He's like, take care. And then there's like this kid in the corner, he's like crying. He's like sad castle. He's like, you too. So he goes up to the kid and he's like, you cat. He's like, yeah, my castle just got like burnt to the ground. So then he helps him make the sandcastle. And then we get the watch out with the beach ball at the zoo. Like, oh my god, he caught it. He's like, nice catch. He's like, thanks. He's like, here's your ball back. Oh, I was gonna reword that. Here's your beach ball? That would have been more sense. Thank you, very good, super. And then it cuts back to the evil villain again. Oh, why did I do this? Go away. I don't need this. I think what would be more interesting here is if I put the fish scene. Hold up. So then, no. So we go, yeah, some work with you guys. Go like, beach city, but like not at the beach, like near beach city. They're near beach. Because I wanted to here, let me storyboard with you guys, okay? So this is like this. So they're sitting here. There's like a dock or something. Let me just like this. Pretend this is like beachiness. You know, this is very beachy. You know, I want like a like the docks where they have like a fence. What do I have? Hold up. Really beach docks. Yeah. Okay. Like this. Like this. But like taller. We don't have it taller. Whatever. Yeah, I'm just going through. It kind of looks like that actually. It actually kind of looks like it. If you think about it real hard. This is why it's called a storyboard and not the actual thing. No, but this is just too much. Because all I want is even willing to be up here and be like in a little coat, just holding like a fish or something. This is him. And he at me. This is so you know, happy. He's like, guys, take a picture of my fish, bro. What would you have caught him like that? At least yeah. I wanted to like capture him big fish like this. And it's like the fish, the fish is dead. So then he's over here. He's like, guys, take a picture of my. Oh no, can you take a picture of my fish for Instagram, bro? For Insta. He's so silly, bro. He's just a silly dude. And then okay, that's how he did it. And then one of the dudes was like crossing his, you know, crossing his arms. Fine, whatever. And then Loki, did I write this down? I should have written this down somewhere. I had it and then I lost it. Gotta look through all my pictures and all my writing stuff. Okay, my idea is this dude like whatever, but he's behind the camera. We're not like this old fashioned camera. You got the best first photos. This is like arm, like that stuff. And then it's like, and then in the meantime, you want to like posing, posing this fish. He's gonna be like, how do you pose a fish? I don't know, like this, it's like this, like this fish around, it's like posing like that. I think he would do like this. Like, he would do this. He's gonna hold it like that. And then what would be the next? What would be the next pose? I don't know. He's gonna do like a funny pose. I don't know. He's gonna just like live with the fish. Put up in the air, just like so happy. Yay! He's posing with his fish. He's so proud of it. And then Nick, 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 and to the guy who's holding the camera, and he's like here, he's taking photos. And there's the camera over it. And then they inside of this fish, as one does when you fish, he's so and then he's really talking to the guy on the side, and then he says, I like how if someone just joined, they wouldn't even know what I'm doing. I'm storyboarding for an episode. Wait, can y'all still hear me? I think so. I think it's fine. Why did my Zoom meeting get chat disconnected? Please don't let me try to disconnect to successfully reconnect. Okay, so I just got disconnected, but I think it's fine. Let me just cover this so I can go back to the screen or to the Discord and go back to the Zoom. Because it looks like I got disconnected. Why did I? I think I got disconnected because the internet's bad. It's just not what you want to hear. Okay, there we go. I think that was it now. Okay, here we go. It's fine, I guess. It doesn't matter. Should have renamed myself. Um. Anyway, so I was gonna figure out what dialogue I want to say because the idea is okay, let me change this here. This dude right here is the guy who I've named SS. He he's okay, basically opposite. He's a shapeshifter. That's it. He's a shapeshifter, and he's gonna talk to this dude who's the leader. Remember, his name is Lava Man. I think you can tell what his power is for that. But and this is evil villain. He's just posing with his fish because he's so happy with that fish. So that's what they're gonna do. But then one of them has to strike up a conversation because it's gonna be really important. It's really important. I swear, somewhat important. So maybe it should be Lava Man and be like, but I don't want him to be I need to come up with a name. We're gonna come up with a name. Didn't you custom decide no? Well then what if he's like if he's like, yo, Lava. Um how do you no, I had it. I'm so mad I forgot what I was doing. Did I not write it? I don't think I wrote it down anywhere. I have too many places that I write things down, so it's like hard to figure out where everything is. No, I don't think it's here. This is so sad. So sad. Okay, I'll figure it out because okay, I want this dude to say something. Like, okay, the thing is, I want a conversation to be struck up between the SS and LM, shapeshifter and lava man, right? But I want it to feel natural because I want shapeshifter to talk about his brother, right? He's got a stepbrother. I didn't explain this before, but I just need to explain it now. He's got a stepbrother, right? So I was going to talk about that. We're kind of introducing the story a little bit more. Ow, sorry. But I don't know how to do that because I want like mm, okay. I mean, let me think. You gotta think real hard, okay? Long man shapeshifter. Yeah, I'm just going. Yay! What do you think of my beautiful scribbles? Aren't they beautiful? So maybe what I can do is maybe let's figure that out later. Let's you had a brother, and then maybe we zoom in on what the it's like maybe here he's got the camera in his face, and he's like, well, he's like, get away from me. He's like, step brother. He's like, yeah. This bro's literally me. Like, he's from the UK. Ow, no! I dropped my pen. Ow. Okay. I wanted to add more, but it looks like I won't be able to add more because I'm being bullied by the. Okay, I think that works. Let me pick this up because I don't need to believe it anymore. Let me see. Let's read it together. So go down here. Go back here. Beach city. Guys, can you take a picture of my fish for my Instagram? And bro was like, fine, whatever. No, it needs to be dialogue in here. Fine, whatever. Maybe we could. Oh, wait, I got it. I'm so smart. Because then maybe he's gonna be like, he's like, oh my god. He's like, okay. But hurry up, hurry up. I have, I have to go soon. And then maybe like, click. Wait, let me go. This is like fine, whatever. But hurry up. There's, he's the camera guy. The camera guy is shaky. I know it's not very clear, but he's like fish. I think it'd just be funny for him to say fish. And then I'll hurry up. And it's like, no, it's not fish. But hurry up because that's what we do. He will ask, where do you have to be? Where you gotta be at? Just like my step brother. My step brother. He's coming home today. He's coming. I gotta go pick up my stepbrother. And hold on. Really. We vibe with the dialogue. Okay, let me do it. Guys, can you take a pic of my fish for Instagram? And then bro's like, fine, whatever. But hurry up, because I have to go soon. But hurry up, because I have to go soon. It looks like soon. Even Lillian is like, where do you have to be? Where do you have to be? It's like the middle of the morning, bro. Where do you have to be? Isn't it like 10 a.m., bro? Oh, where do you have to be? And maybe bro asks, like, no, no, he should be fine, right? Where do you have to be? What would he say to this dude? He'd be like, I have to be. Sounds so professional. I can't.
I cannot sound what? I cannot sound professional. I don't know what I'm saying. So sad. I'm so depressed. I'm so sad. Okay. Um, so where do you have to be? My step brother is coming to visit from, maybe not visit, coming from the UK. Oh, then maybe he's like, he's like, I gotta go pick him up. And then bro's like, I didn't know you had a brother. And he's like, step brother. Like, yeah. Oh, so maybe I could erase the part where he's from UK. But yeah. Uh, super excited to see him. There we go. There we go. That's his. That's his. Yeah, yeah. It fits perfectly. Oh wait, no. I'm a dummy. It wasn't what I was trying to do. Well, I could say it, but I'm super excited to see him. And then I go to let me get out of here. I'm just gonna delete all this. I have like a bunch of things here, but to be honest, I don't really know what's in here. It's like a bunch of things. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete it. I don't think we need that. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Because I wanted to go here, and then, why did I turn this off? Because then I want to storyboard again, and then he's all here. What did I end up? Why did I forget my own dialogue? He wrote, the line is a back. He wrote, I'm super excited to see you. Super excited to see you. I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to make this super really funny. Um, is it like smart? Yeah. He's super famous, so I wouldn't. Oh my god! Cry if you knew him. I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if you. Bro was like bragging about him. And maybe come up. Because the thing is, the way that I want to do this is I want to introduce shapeshifters powers, right? But I don't know how to do that in like a logical way. I told you I'm going off of vibes. I'm gonna die. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he goes over and goes and he's like, then this guy goes, oh, read. What's your brother's name? And this is Bro's still gonna be holding this fish. This is fish. Doesn't even look like a fish. It's a beautiful fish. Really, what's your brother's name? And then whoa, it might be like something else weird. Something like, bro, I hate making speed bubbles. Get away. It's blank, blank, blank. And then the dudes are all like, what's the fight? Your brother is me? What? He looks like a girl. I like how y'all don't even know the story. You're just like, wait. Oh, wait. Your brother is a superhero. And I was like, eh, and then bro was like, yeah, yes, bro, and they lock eyes. But it's superhero. Failed to mention this. Yeah. He's like, maybe he's not living shine thing. He's like, it's just like he's giving somebody the middle finger. I swear he's not. He's doing like the actually pose. Let's roll like he's like ready to fight. Wait. Yeah. Have a bridge. He's like, oh, my brother's a superhero. Yeah. He's like, it does. That means that, or maybe you could be like, what kind of powers does he have? Fit. What kind of powers does he have? How? Maybe people will like super excited. He's like, I can't draw anyone's face. It's so hard. But he gives all of his space and he's like, bro, this is not cool right now. Okay, so then maybe he goes, gets all up in his personal space and he's like, do you have cool powers too? I don't know. And then maybe bro goes up and he's like, yeah, me, yeah. This dude behind him is gonna be like, no, you don't, bro. Bro. I'm disappointed in you, man. Yeah. He's like, it's me. I have super cool powers. Who do you think I? Who do you think I am? And then you get into like super Berman, who's like super happy. He's like, oh my god, I have 4 minutes. I'm gonna cut. Okay, but it's 4 minutes. So we will in. We will in good. Can you show me? He's so sweet and innocent. I would just die. He's not actually innocent, but that's okay. What does he look like an elephant? I'm not gonna hit it. Show me please. And then girls like, and people are in the background just like being like, girl. I mean, sure, I guess. Bro. And he's like, okay, you ready? Zoom in close up. I got 2 minutes. Oh my god. Press that. It's only have 2 minutes, but like, you ready? Let's get you ready? Go back to the space. He's ugly. And then you get a full shot of like him standing there. I don't know how to draw a superhero transition, bro. Leave me alone. I'll figure it out. It's like a glass. Well, what if it's like a shadow? Wow. I don't know how they want to do this. I got 1 minute to do this. I don't think I know what to do. Okay, we have the spectators, right? They're spectating. There's like two of them. Which is like the group of here. We got our buddy Bendon and the other dude. And then he was like, well, where'd he go? And he's like, all impressed. He's like, wow. You can, invisible. Oh my god, that's been a minute. Invisible. And bro was like, no. And then he's like, oh, we thought panel. Just comic relief panel. But we got less than a minute. So this is mobile and big and tall. Yeah. And Lowe's like, oh my god. Aw, I'm down here. It ended right before I could finish. This is so sad. Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Okay, I've taken advantage of all my things. And we've been streaming for a little while too, so I say we just let it go. Which is so sad. I wish I could have done a little bit more, but whatever. It's fine. We'll get that later. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed listening to the stream and me like dying half of the time. I'm glad that you were able to be here, even though, I'm just glad that I was able to stream a little bit, kind of show you guys a little more of the comic. Too bad I have so much work to do, but it's okay. I'll get to it. I'm just excited that I was this far. Anyways, thank you for listening to the stream. I appreciate it, or watching me and stuff like that. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy life, and I'll see you next stream. I might stream tomorrow, but I also might not stream. What day is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Tuesday. I can stream tomorrow. Yeah, that'd be fine. Okay, then maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Have